Let the breath enter in through the nose and out again through the nose. Has your mind started to wander already, or is it still there? Following each breath's simplicity. Just taking 5 really deep breaths in from now, counting them from 5 down to 1. Just letting go of anything or everything as you exhale. After your 5th exhalation, bring a little bit of movement into your body. And so you bring the knees up towards your chest, having a gentle rock from side to side as you go. Happy baby pose. Take your feet towards the ceiling, stack the ankles over the knees, and then pull the knees and the inner thighs wide apart. So you're outside the width of your torso. Hold on to wherever you can reach. Maybe it's the feet, the calves, or the thighs. And then focus on your lower back position. Sometimes we can round the lower back when we're here, but your aim is to try and keep your lower back long. So we're not arching in either direction. If you find that you can't do that, then lower your grip of your hands with your legs, and then maybe slide your knees a little bit further away from your rib cage, the highest part closest to your shoulder anyway. Slide it away, and then find a comfortable position to be in there, which enables you to maintain that lower back length. And then squeeze your belly down and in. So again, we're not changing the positioning of the spine, we're just feeling the engagement of the abdominals. So it's active position. Just where the bottom of the rib cage is, connecting to your upper abdominals from there, as if you're trying to pull the sides of your rib cage towards each other and down. Now letting go of your feet or legs, wherever they are. Take your knees over your hips. About hip distance apart, so they don't need to touch. Maintain a 90-degree angle at the knee. Then from here, just put your hands on your thighs, push your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands until you feel that activation of your abdominals, all the way from your pubic bone to bottom of the rib cage, so that whole section. You might even feel your hip flexors engaging as well, so crossing the hip crease joint. And if you tune into the hip flexors a little bit deeper into the base of your spine, the back of your spine even, just level with the bottom of the rib cage, notice how much control you have of your torso from there. So it's good to feel, isn't it? All right, from here, gently let go of that activation. Take one leg up to the ceiling, doesn't matter which. Your other leg can be bent or flat along the floor. And then just loosely holding the back of the thigh, you're going to flex your foot, straightening behind the back of the knee, so it doesn't matter if it's over here, and then point the toe and bend the knee. Flex the foot and straighten the leg, point the toe and bend the knee. So do that 10 times. And what you might notice is that the more you do it, the more comfortable the back of your leg will become. And a little bit looser and freer it will become. Every time your foot is flexed, imagine you're trying to bring your toe down towards your shin and you feel you lengthen your calf. As you point your toe, we do the opposite. So we lengthen the shin and contract the calf. Once you've done 10, you're going to take hold of the outer edge of the leg with the opposite hand and then just pull the leg across the body. I believe, men, you have to do a pulling up thing here to move them out of the way. So that article told me. Just feel that stretch loosely through the outer hip. And then pass the leg over to the other hand and find the stretch in the inner thigh. So this time just place your other hand on the opposite, on the hip. Same hand, same hip, that same side. Just hold it down so it doesn't move. And then feel that stretch in the inner thigh deepen. It's going to pass the leg back over into the other hand. So it's across the body. Feel free to bend your knee as much as you need or make any adjustments to find your space. Pass the leg back over to the open side. And then one more time, crossing over. Even though the butt lifts off the floor a little, try and keep the back of the pelvis steady and even on the floor. Open the leg. All right, coming back, swapping the legs over. So loose grip onto the back of the thigh to begin with. Flex the foot, point the toe, bend the knee. Flex the foot at the bottom, straighten the leg. Bring the toes as close to the shin as possible. Point the toe, bend the knee. Now here, as you do this, just observe your knee position, especially on the way down, and just see if you can keep that alignment of knee in line with the center of the foot. Once you've done about 10, it doesn't have to be exact. Take hold of the outer edge of the leg with the opposite hand. Pull the leg across the body. And make this first one just a little bit explorative. Pass it over, open the leg. You can just hold this, the hips out on the other side. 2 more times. Feel free to get your own speed. Pass it over to the other side. And then back to the open side. Right, and when you've done both sides and even them out, we had one more to do, didn't we? Then we're going to come back into the centre. Take the knees over the hips. Here, spread your knees as wide as possible, but keep the inner edge of the toes and the inner edge of the heels together. So it doesn't have to be like, your feet don't have to be exactly like that. Because as you notice, as you take the knees out, your soles of your feet will turn towards each other a little bit more. But just keep that connection of your feet as your knees open. Then you're just going to curl your lower back up. So a little contraction of the belly, pulling the pubic bone towards the belly button, pulling the top of the rib cage down and in at the same time. So we're almost trying to create a little hollow position. Nice. Keep spreading the inner thighs as you do it, and you'll have more space to be able to close that gap between your torso and where the thighs are. If you wish to, you can tuck your chin and curl the upper part of your body up as well, and back down. So we're not using momentum, we're just using abdominal strength. Let's do one more. And then close the legs together. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock yourself up. And turn over onto hands and knees. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale into upward cat. Exhale, downward cat. And flow between the two. Now here, focus on, so if I'm coming into upward cat, like imagine you're trying to screw your hands out, like in this position, even though they're not going to move, but that's the direction you want to imagine that you're creating, so you feel the shoulder rolling out from there. And then as you go into downward cat, almost roll your shoulders in like that, again, without the hands moving away from their original position. So you get that a lot more movement in the shoulders. Awesome. Come to a neutral position. Spine is parallel to the floor roughly. And now here, just push the ground away without moving your spine. So relax it and then push the ground away. So as you push the floor away, this time we're not arching the back, we're keeping the arms straight. So it's a little scapular push up. We retract the shoulder blades and draw them together on the way down, and then push with the side of the chest on the way up. Make your way into child's pose. Knees wide, feet together. Sliding the arms along the floor. Maybe having a little wriggle of your hips from side to side. Downward dog. Make sure your hands are far enough forwards. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Now pedal the feet from here. Then check your knee stays in line with the foot, but press the heel to the floor as the opposite knee bends. You feel that roll through the whole of the sole of the foot. Inhaling to plank. Then either toes or knees. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale into cobra. Shoulders squeeze back or upward dog. Then drop the knees. Come back so the hips are over the knees. Step the hands further forwards. Puppy. So choices here, you don't have to bring your head anywhere near the floor if it feels like it's far away. But think downward dog, but with the knees on the floor. Or alternatively, you can drop your forehead all the way down, or turn your eye gaze to your hands and let your chin come towards the floor. Press your shins down and pull your inner thighs a little wider apart. Sitting your hips back to your heels. Walk the hands back. Take them behind you, so you're actually sat on your feet. Hands behind. Roll the shoulders back. Keep a long spine. But then start to lift the centre of the chest up. Feel the abdominals lengthening. Squeeze your bum. Push your hips forwards and open. Find more length in the torso here. And if you feel any irritation in the lower back, that means that you're bending from your lower back and you're not hinging here from the upper part of the spine. Bring your hands down to the floor. Cat. Push the ground away. And if you want a little extra, tops of feet stay down. Lift your knees off the floor so they're hovering. Downward dog, lift the hips up and back, turn the feet over so the balls of the feet are down. Inhale to plank. You might have to step your hands further forwards. Exhale, lower, body solid. Inhale into your back bend. Push away from the floor here, so you feel the shoulders, yeah, nice, coming away from the neck. Knees down, hips over here, knees, hands reach forwards, puppy. Now just feel an even weight on both sides. You may notice one side is tighter than the other around your chest. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. And then walk the hands back in. Sit your bum down, clasp the hands behind, lift the chest. Now here, feel the belly lengthening. And then squeeze the bum, or squeeze your sit bones towards each other. Keep pushing the knuckles down. If it feels better, you're welcome to bring your hands to your bum or your lower back. Hands come to floor, cat. Push the ground away, push it away. Then tops of feet stay down, lift the knees if you wish. Shift the weight more forwards. And then feel the weight pushing down through the fingertips as well. Lift your belly to lift your hips up and back, down the dog. Inhale to plank. Step the hands forwards as you need. Exhale, lower. We'll keep the shoulders retracted. Inhale, tops of feet push down, grow the front of your chest. Knees down as you exhale. Inhale then to puppy. Exhale, melt your chest, melt your shoulders. You're welcome to take your hands wider as well if you want, or even go into child's pose instead. Slide your weight back. Feel free to come straight into camel this time, or stay down on the feet as long as you wish. Now here, find that little lift in the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Cat. Beautiful. Round. Knees off the floor. Shift the weight forwards. Downward dog, lift the belly to lift the hips. Keep sucking the belly up to the ceiling so the tailbone lifts really high. Step the hands one little bit further forwards. Downward dog. Right leg lifts for three-legged dog. Yeah, at the top, bend the knee. Open the hip. Step the foot forwards between the hands to lunge. Drop the back knee to the floor. Then left hand first is going to lift up. Turn your chest to the left. Lift the right arm up in slide bend to the back. So it's a twisted side bend. Then windmill the arms back to your right foot. And then sweep the right arm back and twist your chest in towards the knee. Yeah. And then complete the circle. Bring the arm all the way up and over your head. Hips pull back. Baby pyramid. So think height. Always lift the hips back a little bit higher. Shifting forwards. Lift the back knee. Step back. Down dog. Left leg rises on the inhale. Bend the knee at the top. Open the hip. Check your right knee hasn't twisted in then. Step the foot forwards between the hands. Lift them together. Slide it forwards. Knee slaps over ankle. Back knee down. Relax the back foot. Right arm this time. Right arm first. Left arm follows. Take your eye gaze down to the back calf if you can. So yeah, we're twisting away. Sometimes that can feel really wobbly. So anchor down through the left foot. Then windswell the arms back. So left arm, right arm, twist towards the left and take the left arm so it's reaching behind. Then lift the left arm up to the ceiling, over your ear, come back and pull the hips back. Feel free to play around with this. You can lift your toes off the floor if you want to. You can roll the legs side to side. Shifting forwards, lift the back knees, step back into downward dog, and then flow to plank, breathing in, breathing out to lower, breathing in, breathing out, downward dog, right leg lifts, three-legged dog, bend the knee at the top, open the hip, step the foot forwards between the hands, so same thing again. If you wish to, you can keep the back knee off the floor this time, so I'll show that option. Left arm circles first, right arm follows, turn your chest to the left, pull your right knee out a little. Windswell the hands back to the floor. Then as the left hand comes down, sweep the right arm back. Nice, then reach the arm up to the ceiling, over your ear. Keep pressing your left shoulder forwards as you go. And then turn back and pull the hips back into pyramid. I think even weight between the legs. And the center of mass is between the two legs, in the central line. You're welcome to bring your hands higher onto the shins, if you wish. Bend the front knee, hands to floor, step back to downward dog. Left leg rises, breathing in. Bend the knee, open the hips, feel the inner thighs spread wider apart. Footsteps between the hands as you inhale. Back leg stays long and straight if you're not touching to the floor. Sweep the arms up, right arm, left arm. And then wiggle the arms back, left arm down first, right arm over. Twist your chest to the left, lift your left arm to the back. Lift the arm to the ceiling, create that full circle. Then pull the hips back into pyramid. Inner edge of feet both press down and then pull up through the inner edge of the leg to lift the tailbone all the way up. Now if you want a deeper stretch actually in your calf for this one, step the back foot in and press the heel of the back foot as far down as you can. Sometimes the back knee will bend. So folks, if that's the case, squeeze the thigh up from the knee to elongate and ground the heel. There we go. Bend the front knee, step back, down dog. If you want to rest, feel free to rest in child's pose or flow to plank. Elbows bend, lower yourself down. Inhale. Now just melt the shoulders back, keep squeezing the back as far as I'll go. Down the dog, push the ground away again. So just one more time on that flow. Right leg lifts, breathing in. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip, elongate your right arm here. Step the foot forwards between the hands. Then you choose knee up or knee down, but make a really solid base. Left arm lifts first, then right arm follows. Pull the waist in, lift the ribs from the hips more. Whoa. Windmill the arms back to the ground. Then right arm reaches back and behind. Now here, can you squeeze that top shoulder blade back more? Nice, arm reaches up, over. Now here, lengthen, push the back heel away, reach the arm further over the ear. Hand down, or hand towards the floor, hips fall back, pyramid. And if you want to explore that calf stretch again, slide the back foot in a little bit. Straighten the back leg more. Feel powerful in that back leg because it's your stabilizer here. It's your grounder. And then we can lengthen the hamstring. We're pulling the hip away from the knee. Knee bends, hands down, slide the leg back, down dog. Left leg rises, breathing in. Breathing out, bend the knee, open the hip. Really active in that lengthen of both arms. Step the foot between the hands as you inhale. Lunge. This time, right arm up first. Side bend over. Now here can you deepen your hips. Arms windmill. Right hand down, twist to the left, left hand reaches behind. Now can you make that continuous movement? As the arm comes to the ceiling, spread the chest. As the arm comes over ear, lengthen the back leg more. Hands down, hips back, pyramid. Again, choose to step the back foot in more if you wish to. Front knee bends, stepping back, down dog. Inhale to plank. Exhale to lower. Inhale, up the dog, knees down, hips back, puppy. Just notice where you can get to here. Can you let this chest melt a little bit further? Walking the hands back in. Find your camel. Strong, powerful squeeze from your butt cheeks. So you're bringing the butt cheeks towards each other this way. Lengthening the abs away from the hips. Sliding the knuckles down to the floor. Tuck the chin, come back up. Bring the hands to the ground. Round the back and the spine into cats. And try lifting the knees off from here. This time, use your abs to lift your hips. This time, turn the feet over. Soles of feet come to the ground and walk the hands back towards the feet, forward fold. Bending the knees here as much as you need. Maybe gently clasping the forearms and having a little weight shift, side to side. A little swing. Rolling up to stand. Relaxing the arms, letting them out, taking, moving from forwards. Take your weight into your left leg, find your right foot. Squeeze the heel towards the bum. And here, just feel the weight over the centre of the foot. Press down through the big toe, the little toe. The whole back edge of the heel. then you're welcome to stay here or kick the leg back into the hands. You can go as far as you wish into dancer's pose, but you also don't have to. You can also keep it low and focus on the length here of your quad, your hip, pulling your hip bones up, feeling that connection of the pubic bone towards the belly button. Right hip rolls down. You can use your left arm wherever you like. Awesome. Wherever you are, gently let go. Keep the foot up, cross the ankle over the opposite knee. Eagle prep. Hips back, chest down. Nice. All right, if you wish to, you can cross the shin over the other shin. Then I'll give you a few choices here of what you want to do. You can, option 1, bring your hands to the floor and stay here in a fold with the leg over the knee. You can bring the foot down to the floor and find a fold here. Or, if you were here originally, or you're going to bring your hands down to the floor, unhook the leg, take the knees onto the backs of the arms, and shift the weight forwards. So there's several things you can play with. Then if you have got the hand balance, you can lift the feet off the floor if you want to fly. If you do, suck your belly in and up as if you're trying to lift the belly right up to the ceiling. Yay, I love so many of you are playing. So yeah, look forward as well. If you're looking between your feet, you're not going to get the right balance, right? So look forwards at the fingertips. Suck the belly up so the hips are as high as your body allows. Nice, gently lower. Walk your hands forwards, step your legs back, whatever you need to do, plank and flow. So this time come back into downward dog and take your feet wide so you have a wide downward dog. Now really focus on pushing the heels out a little, feeling the butt cheeks spread wider apart, lifting the belly. You can play with taking your hands wide as well, so slightly wider than your mat if your hands are not going to slip. This reminds me of like one of those kids' toys that's like a parachute person or something. Feel the activation underneath your armpits. Can you hug your rib cage in? Walk your hands back. This time, turn your heels in and come into a squat. You can adjust your feet as wide or as close as you wish. If you struggle to get the heels down, take the feet wider or lift the bum higher so you maintain that grounding with the feet. Nice. Again, you can stay here and explore because this is all going to depend on what's comfortable for you, like where's good for your body. You can walk the hands forwards, tuck the chin and push the hips back. Now the hips might lift here and that's okay. The hips might stay down and that is also okay. Just go with what feels right. And then you can twist the hips a little by putting one knee back at a time. Walk the hands back in, turn the toes forwards, forward fold. Rolling up to stand. This time, take hold of the other foot, so left quad. Now again, it doesn't really matter what arm position you do. You can turn your palm like out or you can turn it in. For the moment, I'm turning my shoulder, well, turning my palm inwards. Whoa. Keep the centre right over the middle of the foot. Start to pull the leg back if it feels good. Your main thing is to keep this, the extension in the front of that hip of the left leg without arching your lower back. You can turn your hands to turn outwards this time, and that might feel more comfortable. This is another one where I can't look at you and do it at the same time. Doing a good job. Everyone looks so still. From there, let the leg go. Bring the leg in front. Cross the ankle over the knee or in front of the shin. Slide your hips back. Feel the stretch through your glutes. Also feel the balance and the control in your standing leg. So you're gently pulling the left hip bone back a little. Slowly press the chest down a little bit more. If your hands reach, bring your hands down. And then you can either stay like with a semi-squat position or hinge a little bit more and find a deeper outer hip stretch. Ooh, as well as hamstring. Feel free to drop the foot to the floor anytime you wish. So the foot would cross in front of the other leg. Or step your feet wide. Spread your fingers. Knees to the backs of the forearms. Eye gaze looks forwards. Pull the belly in and up. If you can lift the feet off the floor, squeeze the heels towards each other. If you're struggling with the balance right now, try and lift one foot off at a time, but keep the other toe down to act as a stabilizer. And then alternate the feet, because then that can often give you a little bit of sensory awareness of where your hips need to be. Nicely done. If you're still carrying on, you're welcome to carry on. I can't even say it. You know what I mean. Make your way into plank. So wherever you are, you might have to walk your hands forwards. You might have to walk your feet back. Bend your elbows. Lower your chest down. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Just going to quickly add all of that together. Right leg lifts on the inhale, three-legged dog. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Step the foot forwards to lunge, knee up or knee down, your choice. Windmill the arms, so left arm lifts first, right arm follows. Chest twists to the left. Yeah. Keep screwing your right foot down for control. And then windmill the arms back again. Left hand anchors, turn the left shoulder to the right knee, reach the right arm behind. Then up to the ceiling, arm reaches over your ear. Pyramid, hips slide back and up. From here, weight shifts forwards a little, step the leg back into plank. And lower. Inhale. Upward dog. Knees down. Hips back. Puppy. Just one more breath in. Press your armpits to the floor as you breathe out. Walk the hands back. Belly in. Camel. So if you don't want to back bend, stay tall, but still work on that squeeze in the chest. Just notice just from the upper back there, notice how much movement I got through the front of the chest. Hands down, cat, around the shoulders. Pull the knees away from the floor, lift the hips really high. Downward dog. Walk the hands back to the feet, rolling up to stand. Take the weight into your left leg, take the right foot. Feel free to use a wall if you wish to. Then pick your pose, either stay, Open. Explore if you wish to. Keep every part of your foot pushing down apart from the very middle of the arch of the foot where you're pulling that away from the floor. Cross the ankle. Ooh, over the opposite knee. Hips sink back, pull the belly in. Then find your place, maybe come forwards. Maybe fold, that's what I meant to say. Or into your little birdie. Also, hands are not pressing completely down to the floor. The fingertips are the heel of the handbar, but feel space underneath the fingers. That will help you to control it. Hey, gently land. Everyone come into a squat and then walk the hands forwards or stay upright and open the hips. Awesome. If you're upright, start to walk your hands forwards. Bring your knees to the floor, hands underneath the shoulders into a bear position, and then hips up and back into downward dog. Left leg then rises to three-legged dog. Bend the knee at the top, open the hip. Step the foot between the hands as you breathe in. Lengthen the torso, lengthen the back leg, lift the knees off the floor. Right arm circles up first. Then the left arm follows. So a slightly twisted side bend. Keep the hips down. Nice to windle the arms back. Right hand down, turn to the left as the left arm goes behind. Now keep sinking the hips, keep lengthening that back leg as that arm comes over your ear. Complete that full circle and pull the hips up and back. Pyramid. Bending the front knee. Step the front leg back into plank and to lower. Take your time here. The slower you go, the stronger your upper body will be. Inhale, push the ground away. So even feel that coming from the tops of the shoulders. Knees down, hips over knees. Hands walk forwards, puppy. So your last little puppy. So you can wag your tail if you like. Make some little woofing sounds. Walking the hands back in. So first brace the belly. That'll make it a lot easier. Camel, or your version of camel. Pull up. Feel as strong through the front of the body as you do through the back of the body. Let it feel empowering. Tuck the chin, come forwards, bring the hands down to the floor, cat. Find that activation, that protraction from the shoulders. Lift the knees off the floor. Hips up to the ceiling, turn the toes over onto the balls of the feet. Walk the hands back to the feet. Forward fold. Rolling up to stand. Take the weight into your right leg. Hold on to your left foot, left ankle. Dancers. Or stay in the quad stretch. Very slight bend to your standing leg. That helps you to navigate the hip control. And then kick the foot into the hand. Feel active, open. Belly engages, that's really important here. Find the end of your pose. And then sweep the leg across, so ankle above the knee, hips back. You're welcome to adjust your hands to wherever works for you. And then either your one-legged fold, your foot to floor fold, or step the feet wide, screw the hands into the floor. And then feel that protraction power from the upper body again, like we did earlier. As you shift forward, lift the belly, Lift the belly to lift the hips so we feel controlled through the center. And then push the floor away. What I should have said is you could have put a pillow underneath your head. Noted, next time. Come into a squat wherever you are. And then pick your place up, it's staying more upright. We'll walk the hands forwards for that deep stretch through the lower back. Still work on the engagement in the belly, so you're pulling the pubic bone up towards the belly button. Then eye gaze forwards, walk the hands forwards, bring the knees to hover above the floor. Then drop the knees, feet together, child's pose. Sit yourself up. Facing the long edge of your mat and spread your feet out wide. I'm going to come down into a wide-legged forward fold. Choices here. You're welcome to place things underneath your knees, so it's less stressful for the hips, so you can take that block height as high as you want to as well. If you don't have blocks, bend your knees a tiny bit more, hinge the hips forwards, and then use your elbows to just push the knees back. And I mean, that feels amazing anyway. So again, just find the bit that feels best for you. There is no right, there's no wrong. It doesn't even matter if you've been able to do something else before. It might not be what feels right for this moment. If you can, so you can keep your legs more active by flexing your feet. So that means toes towards the shins. Yeah, and then you can lengthen your, like, the bit that's touching the ground of the thighs. As you flex your foot, you can push that bit down into the floor more, lengthen the calves out, and also spread the sit bones, so behind you. They spread out a little bit more. Remember, you don't have to force yourself anywhere. Just take 3 more breaths here. You all look so comfortable, I almost don't want to move you. Gently walk your hands back in. Bring the legs together. Ish together. Roll down towards the long edge of your mat, short edge of your mat. And then let's finish with, again, I'll give you several choices. You can go for a supported bridge by placing a block or even a foam roller or a brick just gently under the hips, and then just using that as a bit of support. You can come into more active bridge with the hands clasped underneath, the feet pushing down, so the inner edge of the heel pushing down and the inner edge of the ball of the foot. Sliding your sternum over towards your chin so you're climbing on top of the shoulders. Or if you wish to come into the full wheel, fingertips go towards the torso. Protract your shoulders again so you're pushing the ground away. You might notice the stretch through your abs, your hips. If you're in wheel, maybe come up onto the heels, explore that, press the chest closer towards the hands, but keep lifting the sternum up as you walk it forwards too. Whenever you're ready, roll your shoulders back down to the floor. Be as careful as you can. Hug the knees in into the chest. And if you wish to do anything else right now, then you can. You're welcome to twist, rolling the hips side to side, or anything that your body feels like it needs. And then as soon as you are ready to, and there is no rush, settle yourself into a comfortable position. Maybe grabbing something warm so you don't cool down too much, or a little blanket. And then as soon as, I love the blankets, amazing. Yeah, close your eyes when you can, or just let your eye gaze soften down to the floor. Connect to your natural breathing rhythm. And start to observe any gentle pauses at various points in your breathing. Maybe it's a gentle pause at the end of the inhale. Or maybe it's at the end of the exhale. Or maybe both. There's no right or wrong answer to this. In the exhale, let your body get heavy. Not heavy so you tighten. Heavy because you let go. And you spread. And it feels like your body is melting into the floor. At the end of your next exhalation, observe your body's presence on the ground. Start to reawaken your body with some gentle movement. Again, listening to what it needs. And then in your own time, in your own way, make your way back up to seated.